Oh, what a mess. Coffee? Check. Baked good? Check. Welcome to another weekend wash.
You can start to slowly press around the...
So guys, in today's video, it's going to be a plethora of things. Our garage is torn apart because I was doing some painting of our shelves here, and it's raining out. So the car does need to be washed. It's gone 3 weeks without any washing. And now that it's raining out, well, I can't really do much outside. But let's see what we can do with it. I do have some cool things to show you guys that we will be offering at Miranda Detailing. At Miranda Detailing very soon. But let's get this garage cleaned up first, and then we'll get to doing that. Let me show you guys what we've been doing in the garage this weekend. But first, some coffee. If you want to get your hands on some mugs, check out the links down below, and you can pick yourself up a mug. Or a t-shirt, or a hoodie, or whatever else you want. All right, I gotta scarf this down. Some friends made some amazing baked goods for us, and I'm a sucker for baked goods. Oh, it's like a spicy cake of some sort. It's like a spicy coffee cake. Oh, that's good. Okay, I gotta get this cleaned up. So guys, the garage is a mess today because I was painting all of these shelves. So I wanted all of the underside here to be nice and darked out, so it's all painted black paint. And the paint that I actually used is pretty awesome stuff. You can pick it up at Home Depot. It's just Rust-Oleum, and it's the Painter's Touch Ultra Cover. So it's a latex paint and semi-gloss black, but this is like, you know, kind of 2x4 crappy lumber. But I like the look that it gives. You can actually see the grain through it, which I'm okay with that. I think it kind of looks cool. So all of the shelves are painted like that, except for these. I may or may not do these later. I kind of like the natural look of those, but I did paint these down here. So this actually looks really nice. I like the look of these, and all of these shelves are painted. If you're wondering, these are frame extensions that go to the quick jacks that are over there. So these things are heavy, so I had to mount them on the wall like that and hang them up. And then the frame extensions I had to put here. These are for longer vehicles that have the jacking points that are a bit farther apart. So this resides over here, and we're going to be hopefully doing something in the future with these shelves. These are just storage up here, and I'm putting more and more banners up here. So Lithium, thank you for the banner. Meguiar's, thank you for the banner. Hybrid Solutions, Turtle Wax, thank you for the banner. MacShine, awesome, thank you for the banner. I have some more room up here. There is going to be a mini split that goes up here for heating and cooling, but I may have room for smaller banners that will go up there. And I actually got this picture right here, this cool old Porsche 911 Carrera 4 picture from a customer of mine. It was actually her father's, and he had a bunch of old chemicals in his garage that he didn't need anymore. So these are the little chemicals that were in there, a bunch of cool old turtle wax stuff. So some vintage turtle wax products, pretty awesome. So, you know, this stuff is not really usable. Maybe not even the chrome polish. Well, maybe it is, I don't know. But I'm collecting some of this vintage product here, and might be doing another little shelf just for vintage product. Very, very cool. We'll see if I can collect some other ones, maybe some cool old Meguiar's ones, Simonize, whatever other old product. If you guys have any, feel free to send it on over. I would love to be able to showcase some cool vintage products. But guys, back to the shelves here. I'm going to have to reorganize all of this. Some of this is just overstock of chemicals that I have, so I don't know if I'm going to be putting it back there necessarily. The upper shelves here is most likely going to be overstock of stuff, and the bottom shelves here might be a small retail spot. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. But we might be able to carry some maintenance products for our customers and have them right there. So if they want to choose a shampoo, a quick detailer, couple of microfibers, a wash mitt, a bucket, whatever products they need to maintain their freshly detailed vehicle, especially if we applied some sort of a ceramic coating, then they can pick up some products here and then maintain their own vehicle themselves, which would be great. But let's get all this cleaned up, and then we can work on the car, because we definitely need to work on it today. I have a bunch of stuff over here. I do need to organize all of my pads, all of that stuff. And so I still have yet to do some more videos about the air compressor that I have here. Loving this thing, the California Air Tools. So silent. I love it. So that's my little air compressor corner there. If you're wondering, this is a central vac for the whole house. So yeah, that thing's pretty awesome. And of course I have my whiteboard with all sorts of stuff. This was actually from one of my students at the detailing workshop. We went over a bunch of stuff. That's what we went over in the course. And these are videos that I need to make. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that I need to get to. But in time, guys, I will be able to get to all of those. So, all right, enough chit-chatting. Let's get this all cleaned up. Okay, now things look much better. Everything is organized and up on the shelves, looking much better. I do have some other ideas for my towel system here. I'm just using these little things now to, put dirty towels in. I have them separated. Nice exterior fluffy clean towels, or nice towels, and then grungy towels go in there. Wash them separately. I'm going to have a new system here just because I want it to look a little bit better. You might notice the epoxy floor here. Now, I'm not going to do that in here. I was, but things have changed. What we're going to do is that little garage there, we have plans in the future for. Now, you can't fit a car in there. It's too small. It's kind of like a little short garage. So unfortunately, I can't put a car in there. But we have other plans for that in the future. So stay tuned for that. And I mean like long term. But we're going to epoxy the floor in there. We have different plans for this floor. So things are looking nice here. I hopefully will have a student tomorrow, so that's why we have things lined up here. All my polishers and different things that we're going to be going over in the class for the detailing workshop. Loving my new cart from Mac Shine. Incredible. Love it. It's just like that cart over there. It's slightly smaller, but that's okay. I like that size. And I also have my little rolly stool here, the little creeper chair. Love that thing. So Mac Shine, thank you. You guys are awesome. Loving the new stuff. It is really, really nice to have a rolly cart that you can bring around the vehicle. And I also like that it has the integrated little holders here for 32-ounce bottles. Excellent job. Now with the shelves painted, I think they just look so much nicer. Much nicer effect. I might paint these later. We'll see. But all the products lined up here, all of my nice fluffy drying towels and exterior towels. And I still have storage space for more stuff. And here I still have storage space for more things to come. But yeah, things are looking really, really nice. So guys, let's look at the car. It is raining out, but let's take a look at what we have going on. Now this is pretty interesting. I don't know about you, but I can see the difference between the beading. It's very slight, but you can see it. The middle section, I have Ethos Defy. Over here, I have the new Hydrosilics in the little packets. And over here, I have the Turtle Wax Seal and Shine, the new formula. Now, can you see the difference in the beading? So that's Hydrosilics, that's Defy, and that is Seal and Shine. Now, the Seal and Shine and Defy, I would say, are pretty much on par. Very, very close. Very close. Yeah, even the tight beading, yep, that is pretty much on par. You can kind of see a line here, the distinct line. So that's kind of interesting. And then you can see the difference in the beading here. Tighter beads here. It's beading, but it's not as much as the Defy. The Defy is really incredible stuff. So, you know, we have different levels of protection. They're all SiO2 based spray sealant / coatings, but they're nothing like a true coating. But the payoff is ease of application, which is great. So protection is holding up strong on the hood. Loving that. The Avalon King coating is on the roof here, and that still looks amazing. Really nice tight water beading there. And then we were practicing with a bunch of stuff here on the trunk lid. One of our last students at the detailing workshop, we were using different polishes and different spray coatings and SiO2 spray detailers. I actually forgot what we used because we were using so many different things, but I think Technician's Choice is one of them. And I also think that the Hybrid Solutions spray coating is on this side, and I think the other stuff is on this side. But you can kind of see a little line here. It looks a little different, but yeah, it hasn't been washed in a long time. But still, even with the protection, you can tell towards the bottom, it's kind of dusty and kind of dingy down there. But after a nice hard rain, it kind of gives it a little shower, and it looks pretty good. We played with some other coatings here as well, some other polishes. So it is nice to see a vehicle like this that is pretty well protected. I have all sorts of different things on here. And again, on the door here, testing out some products. I can't say what they are, but it's holding up really well though. Happy about that. So guys, what I'm gonna do is not wash it. I don't have the time to do that. And of course to do it out here, and then it's going to be back out here anyway tomorrow. For this week, I'm not going to worry about washing it, but I am going to show you some cool things that we will be offering at Miranda Detailing very soon. So let's pull her in, and then we'll go from there. The vehicle is pulled in, and what we're going to do is something that, well, we're going to be offering here soon at Miranda Detailing. That is vinyl. Now, it's not going to be PPF film everywhere, just the door handle cuffs and the corners or the edges of the doors. So we're in contact with a company that actually was able to give us some samples of stuff. And what we're going to do is install it here on my Avalon's doors. So this could be a great upgrade for customers when they get a ceramic coating, or if they get a brand new car, or even if they have a used car that is new to them, and they not only want to get it cleaned, protected, but maybe they're annoyed by all of the fingernail scratches that can happen in this door cuff area. This is a known spot for that happening. Obviously, if you have fingernails, longer fingernails, women, I know, sometimes will like to have longer nails that they have just did. But what they do is open the door here, and it's inevitable. It happens with everybody. So not to say that guys can't do that either, but if you have longer fingernails, then that is going to happen. You're going to scratch into this little door thing. Now, you can use a little mini polisher and polish out that little area, and then ceramic coat it and do all that. But again, it's inevitable. It's going to gain all of those scratches because you're constantly touching it. So let's do this. We are going to install it on this door here, and these are pretty cool. I not only have these here, like I said, for the door cuffs, but I also have the door edge. I should be able to get to that today and demonstrate how to install that on here as well. But these are universal. So they come in these sheets of 4, and basically for the whole vehicle and also for these door edges. And it's basically one size fits all. Now you may be thinking, what about really large vehicles that have huge handles and they are painted underneath? Is this going to work? Yeah, it is. Your hand and the fingernails are still really going to go right in the center area. And you can maneuver these to the left or to the right of the handle where you are basically going to be touching the most. So that's usually not a big deal. Now, not every car is going to need these because some have plastic handles, like big trucks and things like that. But if you're dealing with nicer, maybe more luxury cars that have handles that stick out, like the Avalon here, then this is going to be a perfect solution to fix that. So let's go ahead and install it here, and I'm going to show you all of the different steps that you need to take. So it's pretty simple anyway. It's just like installing any other vinyl if you've ever installed vinyl before. I know I've done a little lettering here and there, and it came out pretty well. It's pretty easy to do that. Just make sure everything is lined up and straight, and have the basic concept of how this type of PPF film and vinyl works. Basically, you want to use some type of a slip. So I made my own here. It's just regular water and a couple of drops of lemon joy. You can use pretty much any soap, but I have lemon joy here, so that's what I'm going to be using. And it does a good job. It's just regular water. You can use distilled water if you want, but it's not a big deal. It's just a slip. And then you do want to have some isopropyl alcohol nearby. And basically, we're just going to dry it, prep it, and if it needs polishing, which it does, then I'll do that. But even when you put this on top of it, you're really not going to see it too much. It kind of hides it a little bit. Not completely, but it does kind of mask any of the little scratches that are going to be under there. But let's get to drying it. I'm just going to use my air compressor. And again, I didn't wash the vehicle. It's not even bad up here. So watch. Yeah, not bad at all. Watch how easy. It doesn't need to be bone dry. But you can see the scratches up here. But I'm not worried about that. I'm going to get under here. You can see the scratches right there. So let's see if we can reduce those first, and then we'll get to adding the protection. So I'm just going to use a little bit of compound and a little applicator, and just do it by hand. I'm not worried about it that much. Of course, if it was a customer's vehicle, I would take a little bit of extra time and maybe get out my little polishing tool and get it as perfect as possible. But let's go with the hand application just to get the majority of these scratches removed. Not bad, not bad at all. Still a little bit down there. And you don't want to use anything that has protection in it. So no all-in-ones, no speed, nothing like that. A regular compound, a regular polish, and then you can IPA it after. All right, that's looking really good. Much better. Now, they're still there, but you can't always get them out 100%. If you want to, go ahead and attack it. Just remember, clear coat is thin around these edges. So if you attack it too much and you put pressure on those edges, you're going to burn through. So have at it, but I'm not going to take that risk. So now that everything is polished, I am just going to use my panel wipe, my IPA mixture. It's basically like 20% isopropyl alcohol in here mixed with distilled water. Just gently wipe it down. It will remove any of the waxes or anything that I had in there. But if you're using a compound, you're not going to worry about waxes. Those will be gone anyway. You abraded them off. But if you are concerned about oils in the compound, then you do want to perform this step and make sure that the surface is squeaky clean. All right, that's looking great. Now what we're going to do is install one of these. You can see the shape of them. So that should fit perfectly underneath the handle. And you also are going to need a squeegee. So one of these guys. Now, Car Supplies Warehouse sells this guy, the Fusion Hornet. So basically you have the three colors here, and the black one is a little bit of a stiffer plastic, and the yellow one is a little bit of a softer plastic. You will need this to basically squeegee under here gently. You can go at it with the, with your fingers a little bit, and then you want to squeegee out all of the water, the slip underneath of it. So let's do that. I'm going to use this slip. Again, it's just lemon joy and water, nothing fancy. Going to remove the vinyl from here, and I'm also going to wet the vinyl itself. You want to keep everything slippery. So basically you can apply it like that. You want to center it as much as possible so it looks good. And the beauty of this is you can adjust it any way you need to adjust it. So once you have it pretty much centered the way that you want, or at least in the position that you want, you can start to slowly press around the center out to the edges. All right, that's looking good. Now here's a cool little trick that I learned from Chicago Auto Pros, and a shout out to you, E-Man, because you are the PPF guy over there. And when I was over there, you showed me some cool stuff, and I really appreciated all of the words of wisdom and the experience that you have. So this is pretty cool. Basically, if you were doing big PPF, sheets, you do the same thing, and you start off in a corner, make sure everything is aligned, and then once you get things the way you want, you can start in a corner, and you add just a spritz of IPA, and what that does is it kind of cuts the slip and makes the vinyl stick immediately. So that's what I'm going to do just in this one corner, and it presses down, and it kind of locks it in place. Really, really cool. So once that is down and kind of locked in place, I'm just going to use my thumb and continue to press all around. I may not even need the squeegee. Maybe at one of these points I will. I don't know. But keep working it, and it will stick to the paint once the slip is gone. So I am going to use the squeegee just down here just to get the slip out. And if there are little bubbles, you can press your finger on them, work them out. And the same with the edges. If there are any edges that don't seem to want to go down, they're kind of wrinkling a little bit, press it with your finger. Squeegee out the water and press it hard with your finger. And it kind of warms it up a little bit. And you squeegee out the rest of the slip in the water. So I can see there's little tiny bubbles in this, but they're working all out, so that's good. So around this edge here is the last little edge. I'm just warming it up with my finger and making it stick. All right, this is looking really good. I'm just working out all the little bubbles, making sure all the edges look good, and they do. There's a little bubble there, and if you do see a little bubble right in the middle, you can work it out. It's not that bad. It's not too late to work out a bubble. Just go around the edges with your fingers, apply pressure, the little bubbles will work out, and they will eventually dry down anyway. Good. All right, that's looking really, really good. So from a distance, you're never going to see it. It's only when the light hits the top edge that you'll see it, but that's not bad at all, right? That's pretty awesome. And now it's protected from fingernail scratches. Yes, you can see, just barely see the edge of it there, but it's in that little cuff. It's in that divot in there, so it's not as noticeable. All right, guys, very happy with that. So that's something we will definitely be offering at Miranda Detailing for our new car preps, is the PPF film underneath the door handles here. Now, the company does have a warranty. These are warranted not to yellow. So not that they're going to not peel off or scratch or whatever, because that's what it is. It's meant to take the damage. So when we say warranted, they are warranted not to yellow and fade. That's what the warranty is there for. So customers cannot say that, oh, it's scratched up or it's peeling around the edges or whatever. That's wear and tear. Once it looks like this and it's here in the shop and it leaves, then the rest is on you. That will be wear and tear. So if it's looking like this and it's not bubbling, it's not creasing, it's had time to dry overnight, if you're doing a coating and it still looks like this the next day, then it's not just going to peel up. It's not going to happen. So customers can't come back and say you installed it wrong. No, that's not true. Unless you coated it and then you put the PPF film on top of it, then yes, it'll peel off. But obviously, we're going to be doing things correctly here. So now I have this on the door, and yeah, these are hardy, but they're ugly. You want something invisible. So I'm not happy about these. Now, I think I ripped it off the door on the other side. So let's go see if we can install the edge guard on the other side. So here's the driver's door, and this did peel off quite a while ago, actually. I still have it in the rear door, but this one did peel off. Now, it looks like it took paint, but I don't think it did. I think that's just the glue residue. Once we dry it, we'll see. But let's prep this. We're going to dry it all. We're going to remove that residue. And you can remove the residue with either a wax and grease remover, or you can take lacquer thinner. And I know some of you are going to say, no, never use that on your paint. Yes, you can. It's okay. Just be cautious with it. Don't overdo it. And it will soften the paint. It'll mar it just a little bit, but you can go right over it and compound it and polish it. It's not a big deal. Many guys do that for many, many years, and it doesn't cause a problem. So yes, for new guys, you want to use caution. Use some thinking ability. Don't just pour it on or spray it on or anything like that. We'll show you how to use this safely. So what you can do is take a soft towel and just put a little bit on. Don't overdo it, just a little bit. And you can just work very quickly, very gently, and it will slowly remove the residue and any little glue bits. You don't need to use pressure. Let the chemical do the work. It's okay. It's not going to ruin anything. It's not going to remove your paint. Don't listen to everybody that has their crazy little opinions saying you should never ever do this, never ever do that. No. Use things with caution. Use some thinking ability, do some research, and you'll find that you can do these things safely. I'm going to go down the edge of the door here as well, because, yep, some of it is on the inside too. So I'm going to go down the door edge here, and there is a rock chip? No, that's not a rock chip. That's just more residue. Okay. There's definitely some more all the way towards the bottom here. I'm just going to put a little bit more. And yep, I can definitely hear it all the way down there. Just chunky residue. You want to get all that off before you put any film or any other things on here. That all needs to be removed. Yes. Okay, this door was repainted, so there are some weird chips in the door that are not going to be removed, unfortunately, but that's okay. They'll be covered, and that's fine. So once again, I am going to compound the edge of the door, remove any of the light marring that it may have done, and if I need to use a little polish, I can, but not worried about it at this point. If you were to do a full paint correction, then you most likely wouldn't need to do this. It would already be prepped and ready to go. Oh, that looks great. Okay. What I'm going to do is, again, IPA it, both sides, inside there. Okay. That's looking really good. So with that, I'm going to apply the slip generously inside as well. Go everywhere. It's okay. It's fine. And then we have the rolls here of the door edge. So we're going to peel these off very carefully. They are rounded at the ends. Is actually stick this on just like that and kind of wet the strip as I remove it. And we're going to most likely cut off the end because these are, again, one size fits all. And yeah, these are way too long for these. So we'll chop it at the end, but we'll show you how we do that. For now, what we're going to do, again, is wet these all down. And you want to keep doing that to kind of flush any little particles that might be in there. Make sure to start at the top here, and I will lock it in a second. Make sure it goes around the edge enough. And I'm just going to squeegee it at the top here first and get it started. All right, that's looking great. And I'm just going to peel this back just a little bit and spray the IPA just to make it really stick on there so I don't have any problems. And it's going to wrap around that edge really nice. So keep working it all the way down. You may have to just release it a little bit and start over and make sure that everything is lined up really nice.
but you're dealing with a really tiny strip here, so it can be a little nerve-wracking, a little annoying, but it's okay. Just keep working all the way down. And if it's a little bit too slippery, spray a little of the IPA and get it under there, and it will stick. Like I said, it kind of takes the slip away and makes it stick. So that's looking really, really good. All right, good. So that's all the way at the bottom now, and I'm really not putting any pressure, just letting the squeegee do the work out the bubbles. All right, that's looking great. Now, what I'm going to do is spray this end here, the inside edge, with the IPA, because I need that to stick quickly, as quickly as possible, and just work that inside edge. And it might be a little wrinkly around some of the curves, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm going to just wet this all the way down and make this start to lay down as quickly as possible. And use your fingers to work around the edge. You don't really need the squeegee on that edge. You can pretty much do this with your fingers. And we'll show you once we get to the bottom here what we're going to do. That's working really, really well. It's going smoothly, it's staying put. You can run your fingers all up and down the edge here and make sure that it's actually in place and staying. Because sometimes the inside edge of the door here can be a little funky. It has that kind of like a rubberized seal all around the metal of the door, where the two pieces of metal come together, almost like a pinch weld. All right, that's looking really good. So I'm already going to dry the top here very gently all the way down, because it is looking fantastic. So now we're all the way down to the bottom, and you can see I have all this extra. So we obviously don't need that. I'm just going to go right to that there's a little body line here, and I'm going to cut it right at that line. Perfect. The rest of that I don't need, and I am going to, again, use the IPA and press this all the way down so it's going to stick. Perfect. And there we go. That's pretty much it. So in the inside edge here, it was wrinkling just a little bit here, but you keep pressing them down. Keep running your finger over it and pressing it, and the warmth of your fingers will work all the slip out, and any little bubbles, you can work those out. Just gently dry around the edges here, and I'll show you guys what this looks like. All right, guys, that's it. Barely noticeable. If you really go close, you can see the little line there, but that is way better than that ugliness there. I hate that. So all around the edges, so you can see here that edge, it's funky here because it's not completely flat. So you want to keep pressing these down with your finger and make sure that they are all flat and sticking. But it may not work out completely because it's really weird and bumpy on this edge. But as long as everything sticks here around the corner really, really well, then it will dry just fine. So this little corner here is looking good. I just made a mess there with my fingers, but that's okay. And I already had a paint chip under there. So make sure to touch those up first, and then you put the PPF film, and it will kind of mask those so you don't see them as much. But that looks, so much better. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much invisible. Not bad at all, right? We will be offering these now at Miranda Detailing, protecting your door edges. So we will be offering that to customers now. But I'm really liking this look. This is awesome. So, beginning of PPF film, door edges and the door cuffs. I think that's a great way to get into it, and this is a great upsell for customers, especially for new car preps. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Again, if you do want to get into PPF film like that, I'll have their info down below. I just can't remember the company name right now, which is sad, but they actually came out and chatted with me, which is really nice of them, so I thank them for doing that, and actually gave me a demonstration of how to apply these. So
That's why I want to show on camera actually doing it for the first time on my own and showing you guys all the ins and outs of it. Now, I already had some experience, very little, with PPF film. I understand how it's supposed to be applied and all of that, at least in small sections, not big doors and big panels. There's a lot that goes into that so that things are aligned and heated up properly and going around curves and all of that stuff. There's a lot to it. But these little things, I can handle that. That's not too bad of an install at all. It's very, very easy, and the payoff can be really, really great. It's a great option for customers, and you can do this mobily as well. So if customers do want to have us come out to them to install this, we can totally do that. That would be an amazing add-on for you mobile detailers. Just make sure when you are doing this, if it is windy out or anything like that, continue to use the slip and flush out anything, because sometimes a dust particle or something can get stuck in there and it'll be really annoying to get out. So remember that, especially underneath the door cups here, because these can be annoying and you just have to peel it off and redo it, and you're kind of wasting those little PPF films. So you want to be really, really careful when installing these to make sure that no little particles get in there. Continue to use the slip to flush it out. Again, water and lemon joy. You can use whatever little soap you want, just a few drops. Don't overdo it. Just a few drops, that's all you need. And then have your isopropyl alcohol as well to prep it. And then, like we showed, that tip I got from E-Man at Chicago Auto Pros, one corner, you can use the IPA to kind of make it stick. That way you can kind of squeegee it and it won't move on you. The whole thing won't slide on you. So that was a great tip from him. So another good thing to remember is to have a good squeegee. So this little guy here is awesome. And I wonder if I should even cut it in half. No, I'll leave it, because having a large one like this is really good to have. So this little guy here you can pick up at Car Supply's warehouse. Awesome, awesome tool for PPF film installs, most likely for tints and anything like that. But Car Supply's warehouse also sells a bunch of other window tint and vinyl install stuff. So definitely check them out as well, because you can get, where'd my razor blades go? You can get razor blades there and a bunch of other cool tools that help you with installing vinyl. Now, probably I don't need all those tools to install little things like this, but it's fun to have. This thing is definitely important though. Having a nice little squeegee like this, you can get one smaller if you want, it's up to you. But this thing, this will last you a lifetime, and it's good to be able to get under the door and to get these edges. Very, very nice, very useful to have. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the weekend wash. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who may enjoy it and benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. So guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great week.